hindi namin napag-uusapan yung impeachment. Pero parang ang dating tuloy sa mga nangyayari sa pag-snub po sa mga hearings, sa pag-walkout po sa hearings, sa pag-take ng oath, sa hindi pag-defend ng budget. Parang hindi parang hindi po siya interesado sa trabaho at sa pagiging active po bilang Vice President.
Nakakalungkot na nagkaroon tayo ng Vice President na talagang ah, kinakalimutan yung kanyang trabaho at yung kanyang responsibilidad, no, na gawin, no, yung kanyang constitutionally mandate na trabaho para lamang mag-beach, no, kung totoo man yun.
Hindi po siya dumalo nung Committee on Appropriations Budget hearing, pati po dito sa plenary, hindi rin po dumalo. So kung ganyan po, it shows that she's not interested with her duties and functions as the Vice President of the Philippines. So kung ganyan po yung lumalabas, probably we can ask her to step down as the Vice President.
For Kong Jill Bongalon, kasi 3 a.m. na, I guess, almost 3 na po natapos yung budget hearing kanina. Can you walk us through lang po and paano yung magiging move or next actions ng majority, like sa amendments na po ba, if ever na hindi pa rin po umattend ang or any representative ng OVP, tomorrow na ba yung adjustments, for example, sa budget ng OVP? Thank you.
Right. Thank you for the question. So, yung parliamentary status po ng budget ng Office of the Vice President is that it has not yet taken up in the plenary, ano? Kasi kahapon, 17 oras naghintay ang miyembro ng House of Representatives for the Office of the Vice President to appear before the plenary. Although may pinadala po silang mga abogado, but they are not properly equipped with the authorization, no? So in other words, they're not authorized to represent on behalf of the Vice President. So ngayon po, naka-schedule ang pagtalakay sa budget ng Office of the Vice President. So we will wait until the Vice President shows up and then or any of the representative of the Office of the Vice President.
Sir, if wala nga po umattend from the OVP, ano pong mangyayari? Ano na pong gagawin ng majority?
Well, we still have one day, which is by tomorrow. So, ang House of Representatives naman is very lenient, no? We're giving so much leniency to the Office of the Vice President and give chance, no? Para po sila ay dumalo dito po sa pagtalakay sa plenaryo ng kanila pong budget. So, we have until Wednesday, which is tomorrow. They're given sufficient time within which to appear before the plenary, and the sponsor, the good congressman from Lanao del Sur, the Honorable Zia Alonto Adjong, is still waiting, no, for the Office of the Vice President. So mahirap naman po kasi sa party niya, no, bilang budget sponsor, may mga katanungan po talaga na dapat yung sagot is manggagaling po directly sa head of the agency. So with that, hihintayin ho natin ngayong araw ng Martes, at kung hindi po mag-appear, we still have tomorrow, which is Wednesday, for them to appear and defend the budget through their sponsor, yung budget po ng Office of the Vice President.
And if tomorrow po hindi pa rin po umattend ang OVP or anyone from them?
If I just may add dun sa sinabi ni Congressman Jill, alam niyo kahapon talagang nakakaawa po yung mga miyembro ng Kongreso. Although talagang trabaho naman talaga namin yon, yung pagsisiyasat at paghihimay ng budget ng bawat ahensya. Nag-umpisa po kami ng alas 10 at natapos po kami ng alas 3 ng umaga. At kahapon po, nakaschedule po yung Office of the Vice President at 10 a.m. Unfortunately, the Vice President was not available. She was not present. And also, neither was a letter explaining her absence was presented to the committee. Furthermore, there was no letter authorizing any representative to represent the Office of the Vice President in yesterday's proceedings. So, inantay po namin yung kabuuan ng Lunes at umabot na po ng Martes, kakaantay kaso lang wala pa rin po. So, ngayon, tulad ng sinabi ni Congressman Jill, aantayin pa rin po namin kung ano po ang magiging aksyon ng Office of the Vice President hanggang bukas. So we will provide every opportunity for the Office of the Vice President to come and and be present during the plenary debates. I think it is only but necessary for every head of office to make themselves available in such a crucial period, because we are tackling the budget by which the office will be operating on the following year. So we have to give dignity and respect to the office that they represent. At ang isang pinakamagandang pagpapakita nito ay syempre yung pagpunta dito sa Kongreso, kasi bahagi naman po talaga to ng legislative process, bahagi po talaga to ng ating demokrasya, bahagi po talaga to ng tinatawag po natin transparency and accountability na pinatutupad po natin sa ating pamahalaan.
Maybe hear the comments from other distinguished
So
guests.
add lang yung kay Kong JJ, they very much put it well, yung kay Jay, sa Kong Jay saka kay Kong Jill. Pero sana wag naman po silang paasa kasi sunod-sunod na po yung events, nakikita nyo naman po, Chronicle. Ngayon, hanggang Wednesday po, we're extending the full courtesy at saka yung of course, yung pagrespeto po sa Office of the Vice President ay binibigay po ng House of Representatives. Pero mahirap po ang paasa, saka wag naman silang paasa.
Kung Paulo, yung sinasabi na wag pasa, yung uso din ba sa budget process yung ghosting na tinatawag?
Oo nga, no? Pero ano na ngayon, hindi na August. Extended.
I guess in addition to that po, no, and that's rightly put by DS Suarez, on the part of the minority naman, usually when there are any irregularities or when any answer is insufficient, we would usually defer. But for once, yung minority po all in agreement na wag naman yung ultimatum na defer, we are extending maximum leniency in the hopes that we would come to a, productive resolution to this chapter of the budget hearings. Yet, after 17 hours of deliberation, not one authorized representative was there. But yun nga po, pinag-usapan, kahit yung minority, hindi po ipapa-defer. We are willing to take it up the next day, and as mentioned already by Congressman Bongalon, should it come to that, we're also willing to take it up again on Wednesday, just to uphold our constitutional duty to pass this budget. We're doing all that we can. We're exerting all our efforts. Kahit nakawawa na po si Kong Zia, nakita po namin after 17 hours, hinintay niya po talaga. And if, I don't know if nakita sa live stream, pero natutulog na po siya sa corner, waiting. And unfortunately, I feel like he will wait again today, and he might have to wait again tomorrow. So, yun na po, panawagan lang po siguro namin is, wag naman pabitin po, no? Let's conclude this budget process according to the Constitution.
Lahat naman po ng lahat naman po ng mga departamento kailangan dumaan sa prosesong ganito. Wala pong exempted dito at binibigyan naman po ng respeto at paggalang, no, ang opisina ng Vice President. Yun lang, sana umattend, no, at respetuhin ang proseso at sana wag pa-baby, no. At talagang kailangan kasi nating malaman, no, kung saan niya dinadala, ginagamit, no, yung budget ng OVP. So sana respetuhin niya yung proseso, no, at magpadala ng representative or umattend siya sa budget hearing na lahat naman ng mga departamento ay ginagawa.
Thank you, Marian. Let's move to the next question from Bibian Gulia of ABS-CBN 2.
Good morning po. Clarification lang, as of now, until this time po, wala pa ring letter of explanation na ibinibigay sa Kamara ang Office of the Vice President regarding the absence, and wala pong dumating today na representative from the Office of the Vice President. And just to reiterate the question po kanina, what will happen if on Wednesday, wala pa rin pong ipadalang letter or of explanation or representative ang OVP?
Yeah. Well, from my knowledge, as of today, wala pa rin pong pinadadalang explanation, wala pa rin pong pinadadalang sulat o anumang document para ipaliwanag kung bakit wala po sila kahapon. We will wait for the entire day of Tuesday because we really want to progress already dito po sa plenary debates ng iba't ibang mga ahensya. Medyo sumisikip na nga po dahil yung ibang mga departments naka-schedule for today, yung ibang ng mga departments na hindi po na-defer nung nakarang linggo, naka-schedule for today, at yung iba naman para bukas. So I do hope that we're able to close this chapter and we can move forward already because we're scheduled to go on break on the 25th, so sa Wednesday. So kailangan po talaga matapos kagad namin to within the given time period. Now, doon po sa tanong po ninyo, kung wala pa rin po, siguro mas maganda pong antayin po natin kung ano po ang magiging aksyon ng plenaryo dito at kung ano po ang magiging rekomendasyon ng Committee on Appropriations because they're the ones presenting the budget right now on plenary. So this is not a decision for us to make but rather a decision for the 315 or 16 congressmen who compose the House of Representatives.
But can you at least walk us through the scenarios po, possible scenarios? For example, posible po bang ipasa yung budget, I mean, could it delay the target to pass the national budget on third reading on Wednesday? Or posible po bang yung panukalang 733 million, yun na yun? Or posible bang bumaba pa po yung panukalang budget para sa Office of the Vice President?
As of now, siguro it wouldn't be prudent to answer the question because let's give them a little bit more time. Meron pa naman buong araw ng Martes at nandun pa naman po yung buong araw ng Miyerkules para humarap, dumating, ipaliwanag at wala naman po tayong dapat sarahang na pinto sa pagkakataon para sa Office of Vice President na dumalo ng maayos sa plenary discussions ng kanilang budget.
Dagdag ko lang po So the last time we checked, the holding group assigned for the officials of the Office of the Vice President, until now po wala pong ni isang opisyal na dumalo galing po sa Office of the Vice President. And as I mentioned earlier, we have the whole Tuesday to wait for them to appear and express that they are willing to attend these plenary debates on the sponsorship of the budget of the Office of the Vice President.
Huli na lang from me, sir, kasi yesterday may si Congressman Manuel during his manifestation na clear betrayal of public trust itong ginagawa daw po ng Vice Presidente na hindi umiiwas sa pagpapaliwanag ng how her office utilized the budget. Do you agree with that? And there are calls sa mga rally yesterday to impeach the Vice President. Your thoughts lang po.
Well, hindi naman kasi napag-uusapan dito sa House yung pag-i-impeach sa Vice President. Katulad nga na sinasabi ni Kong JJ kanina, we respect the Office of the Vice President and we are giving much leeway sa ating VP para i-defend at pumunta rito sa House para i-defend yung kanyang budget. So, sa majority, wala kaming napag-uusapan tungkol sa impeachment. Hindi natin iniisip yan. At ang importante sa amin ngayon is maipasa on time yung budget, including the budget of the Office of the Vice President, at maipakita sa tao na ang Kongreso nagtatrabaho, patuloy nagtatrabaho para maiahon ang kanilang buhay, para makatulong tayo sa buhay ng ating mamamayan. At syempre, yan din yung gusto ng ating leader sa Kongreso, Speaker Martin Romualdez, na maipasa agad ang budget dahil ang budget na ito budget na malaki ang may tutulong upang maiangat ang buhay ng ating mga kababayan.
Siguro in addition to that po, yung konsepto po natin sa pagboboto, dito po nanggagaling yung concept of public trust. Kapag tayo po ay nagboboto, we as the public repose our trust and confidence that the elected official will uphold his or her constitutionally mandated duties. So when an official who is supposed to appear before the House and defend his or her budget fails to do so, to an extent, betrayal po of public trust yun. That is true. It is the betrayal of that duty, constitutional duty, for his or her part in the budget process. But yung to the point naman po, ma'am, na sinasabi na impeachment, I think that's, yun nga po, as sabi ni Kong Jay, wala naman po yun on the table in the House, di man pinag-uusapan, and you have to consider the degree of the public trust that has been betrayed. But just to be purely technically po, it is in a way betrayal of public trust. But whether it would amount to impeachment, masyadong malayo naman po yun. Yun lang po masalit.
For my part, I totally understand where Congressman Manuel is coming from. The frustration that he has felt in the past few weeks with regards to the issues confronting the Office of the Vice President with regards to their funds, fund management, and how it was utilized, and much more yesterday na nakaschedule po yung Office of the Vice President for plenary discussion. At yung hindi po pagsipot dito ay talaga namang I mean, pagpapakita po, personally, I'm disappointed. I mean, I would have expected more. I mean, this is such an important part in the budgetary process. And if you can see, and if you have seen in the past few days, weeks, secretaries are here waiting for more than 10 hours just so that their department can be presented in plenary. And no one is excused from this process. So, I do understand the frustrations of Congressman Manuel, and I do respect where he's coming from. And with regards to that, I'm still hopeful na sana itong mga darating na araw naman, di ba? Dumating, magpaliwanag para matapos na po natin ito.
Thank you. Next up, we have a question from Billy Vegas of Abante Politico.
Magandang umaga po. Hingi lang po ng reaction kasi it appears po based dun sa mga lumabas sa social media na galing sa beach si VP. So nakapunta siya sa beach pero hindi siya nakarating sa budget deliberation. So ano pong thoughts niyo doon?
Kung totoo man yun, sir, mapasana all ka na lang talaga. Kasi kami, dire-diretso po yung trabaho dito sa House. Siyempre, napaka-importante nga po nung na-highlight na exercise ng budget deliberations. Clear naman po sa statements ko from previous na press cons na hindi namin napag-uusapan yung impeachment. Pero parang ang dating tuloy sa mga nangyayari sa pag-snub po sa mga hearings, sa pag-walkout po sa hearings, sa pag-take ng oath, sa hindi pag-defend ng budget. Parang hindi po siya interesado sa trabaho at sa pagiging active po bilang Vice President. Siguro, ewan ko, baka ako lang to, baka magpa-file siya o tatakbo siya. Baka ibang gusto niyang position. Kaya medyo ibang treatment niya sa Office of the Vice President.
Well, for me, no, nakaka-disappoint, no, because we expect so much from her. At nakakalungkot dahil talagang nakita naman natin na yung mga kasamahan natin, kami dito sa Kongreso, nagtatrabaho talaga ng ng hanggang madaling araw para maipasa yung batas. At yun nga, ipinagpaliban yung budget niya kahapon. Tapos, kung totoo man, malalaman natin na siya ay naliligo sa beach, nagbi-beach, no, nagpapakasarap. Samantalang yung mga tao dito sa Kongreso, nagpapakahirap, no, para ipasa yung budget for 2025. Talagang nakaka-frustrate, no. Talagang sana humarap na lang siya rito, no? Tapusin natin yung budget hearing, pumunta siya rito, i-defend yung budget ng OVP, gawin yung kanyang mandated constitutional responsibility na i-defend yung budget ng OVP. So, nakakalungkot na nagkaroon tayo ng Vice President na talagang kinakalimutan yung kanyang trabaho at yung kanyang responsibilidad, no? Na gawin, no, yung kanyang constitutionally mandate na trabaho para lamang mag-beach, no, kung totoo man yun.
For my part, this is bigger than the Vice President per se. Ang daming personnel, ang daming tao, ang daming mga empleyado na nasa ilalim ng Office of the Vice President. So dapat iniisip din nila yung kalagayan nito kasi kung walang budget to, paano yung sweldo nila sa susunod na taon? Paano yung operating expense ng Office of the Vice President kung wala sila? So I mean, this is not a matter of personality but a matter of position that she has been elected to and that she needs to hold dear to her heart, especially the responsibilities that come with it. And some of those responsibilities may be difficult. Some of those responsibilities may be hard. But those are responsibilities that have to be done. And one of those responsibilities is coming to Congress, standing for your agency, and supporting your budget. So, with regards to the photo in the beach, hindi ko pa po kasi, although I've seen the article, seems like it's a nice beach. Siguro pag may time tayong lahat, at wala na tayong masyadong gawa, siguro maganda makapunta din tayo doon para makita natin.
just to give a reaction on that matter. Ano. So, unang-una, naghintay po yung miyembro ng House of Representatives for the Vice President to appear before the plenary and help the sponsor to answer the questions. So, there are photos and even videos circulating that on the Monday morning, nandun po siya sa isang beach in Camarines Norte. Sa amin po yun, sa Bicol Region. So maganda kasi na-promote pa po yung Calaguas Beach. In other words, ibig sabihin po nito, wala ho talagang intensyon na dumalo dito po sa pagdinig sa plenaryo upang i-sponsor at i-defend ang budget po ng OVP. Sapagkat kung meron po siyang intensyon, dapat Sunday man lang nandito na po siya sa Manila. O kaya naman, nakipag-communicate po siya sa office ni Congressman Adjong para magkaroon po ng briefing at i-prepare man lang at mapaghandaan po ng budget sponsor ang mga katanungan ni tatanong po sa OBP. So, pangalawa, consistent naman po yung Vice President natin. In fairness to her, consistent in the sense na hindi po siya dumalo nung Committee on Appropriations Budget hearing, pati po dito sa plenary, hindi rin po dumalo. So kung ganyan po, it shows that she's not interested with her duties and functions as the Vice President of the Philippines. So kung ganyan po yung lumalabas, probably we can ask her to step down as the Vice President. Kasi nakikita natin hindi naman po siya dumadalo sa mga pandinig dito po sa Kongreso. So ano po ibig sabihin nito? Hindi na po siya interesado at mas pinili niya pa po bumunta sa isang beach resort kaysa dumalo po dito sa pagdinig sa kanya pong budget. So I guess it's the Filipino people. It's up to them to judge the Vice President. Yun na lang po siguro ang mga reaction ko po dyan.
You're asking her to resign.
Kung hindi na po siya interesado sa kanya pong duties and functions as the Vice President, we can ask the Vice President to step down.
Thank you.
Umani naman ito ng iba't ibang reaksyon mula sa ating mga netizens. Ayon kay Jay Francis, subukan nila ay impeach, magkakagulo ulit sa Pilipinas. Pahayag naman ni Robert Bargo, kami po ang nagloklo kay VP Sara, 32 million kami na bumoto sa kanya. Huwag nyo kami gagohin mga buwaya sa Kongreso. At ito naman ang saloobin mula sa ating kababayan na si Reynaldo Bautista, dapat buwagin na ang House of Crocs kasi sila nagpapahirap sa ating bansa at sa mamayan ng Filipino. Mga kababayan, feel free to comment below para maglabas ng saloobin sa balitang ito.